The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVWAN News. In this edition, special parliament session for women, education priorities discussed, and Gurias aligned with PNG NRL Academy. The 2025 Conference of Pacific Education Ministers now underway in Port Moresby and runs through to the 20th of March is critical, as the discussions held and ideas shared in the three-day forum will have a lasting impact on the education sector in the region. On Monday evening, the conference was officially opened by Prime Minister James Marape, an honor for PNG to host the event.
An opening dinner was held yesterday at the Hilton Hotel to open the 2025 CPAM meeting. The meeting, hosted by Papua New Guinea's education sector and co-hosted by the University of South Pacific, brought together education ministers and senior officials from 19 Pacific Island countries and territories, as well as Australia and New Zealand, to participate in this conference. Education Minister Lucas Dekene said the discussions shared in this three-day forum are vital and will have an impact on the education sector of Papua New Guinea and the 19th Pacific Island countries, including Australia.
It's the foundation to sustainable development amongst the Pacific nations, where education is not just about formal schooling, but also about creating lifelong learning opportunities for all.
Tekene said education is a cornerstone of every society's function. It is a powerful tool that shapes not only the mindset of individuals, but shape the directions of the entire nation. Tekene urged the participants to address the key issues faced in the education sector and form solutions to this issue.
Collaborations and decisions over the course of 2025 CPAM will have lasting impacts on generations to come. Together we are tasked with addressing some of the most pressing challenges of our time, ensuring equitable access to quality education, fostering innovation in teaching and learning, and building education systems that are resilient, inclusive, and adaptable.
Prime Minister James Marape thanked the PNG education sector for hosting this conference. He said the discussions that will come out of this meeting will reform the education sector of the Pacific Island countries, including Australia.
Education in the Pacific of a common standard, so that wherever our children graduate, whether in Fiji or in Samoa or in Tonga or in the Micronesian states or in PNG or in Australia or in New Zealand, they could find employment in our region together. So the certification must be a common certification that is recognized in our region. Find that magic formula. So the PNG certificate, Fiji certificate, Solomon Island certificate, Vanuatu certificate, Australia certificate, and New Zealand, and right across our Pacific is a common certification.
Prime Minister James Marape has reaffirmed that the 2001 Bougainville Peace Agreement is now enshrined in Part 14 of the PNG Constitution, providing a legal framework for dialogue and post-referendum consultations. Speaking at the opening of the first joint consultation moderator meeting on Monday in Port Moresby, Marape said the PNG government has recognized the dedication of those who negotiated the agreement and that their work continues to shape the ongoing discussions.
The Bougainville Peace Agreement is a joint creation of the government of Papua New Guinea and Bougainville leaders, signed on August 30th, 2001 in Arava. The agreement provides a roadmap for all parties based on three pillars: autonomy, weapons disposal, and a referendum on Bougainville's political status. Prime Minister James Marape, when addressing the first joint consultation moderator meeting in Port Moresby, said the government of PNG is committed to honoring the Bougainville Peace Agreement and will continue to work towards its fulfillment.
To my friends in Bougainville, to the people, to the leadership, and to the rest of our people of Papua New Guinea, nothing can be more clearer of our commitment to maintaining peace and finding lasting solution in Bougainville than the evidence of my government allowing referendum to go ahead.
Marape stated that whilst the PNG government has allowed the referendum to take place in which 97% of voters choose independence, it is now incumbent for the parliament to deliberate and decide on the matter. He highlighted that Section 342 of the PNG Constitution explicitly calls for post-referendum consultations, ensuring that both parties engage in structured dialogue before a final decision is made.
Section 342 subsection 2 talks about parliament shall make decision, or must make decision, or will make decision, whatever we may say. Jerry, as you moderate, every decision on the floor of parliament is not without vote consideration.
President of the autonomous Bougainville government, Ismail Toroama, however, called on the PNG government to take ownership and endorse the independence for the autonomous region in this 11th parliament. He said ABG has recognized that the sessional order is a process that will happen in the national parliament, and while they appreciate the engagement in this particular subject, it has diverted their attention from the core agenda of the political settlement on independence.
Prime Minister, I appeal to you to take the Bougainville referendum result as is stipulated out in the peace agreement and pass it on to the National Minister for Bougainville to be presented on the National Parliament for endorsement through this moderation process. In the same manner, the National Constitution was amended to give effect to the Bougainville Peace Agreement.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
The Morobe Provincial Police Commander is urged to check drivers and vehicles in Finschhafen District. President of the Hube Rural Local Level Government, K. Takiseng, issued the appeal after a fatal vehicle accident on March 5th, which claimed 3 lives while 14 other passengers received serious injuries.
An open-back dark blue Land Cruiser, which was on hire, was reportedly transporting 17 passengers and food to a house cry in Onsesu village in the Hube local level government on Wednesday, March 5th. The vehicle already had 14 passengers, some who had traveled from Leh, when it left Gagidu in Finschhafen at 2 p.m. At Yanzung village, 3 more passengers got on with garden food for the house cry. On its way to Onsesu village, the driver of the overloaded vehicle lost control around a sharp corner at Gareng in Pindiu. The vehicle drove off the sharp turn, throwing off all its passengers. Due to the sheer drop, considering Pindiu is one of the mountainous areas of Finschhafen, a female nursing officer at the Brown Memorial District Hospital, a 13-year-old grade 4 student and his mother reportedly died on impact. President of the Hube Rural Local Level Government, K. Takiseng, is now calling on the Morobe Provincial Police Commander to check the unlicensed drivers and unregistered vehicles in Finschhafen.
Unregistered car, uninsured car, All drivers have no license, all staff na oti o sa moya na all mikin so. We talk police lo first accident ibin kan to pla life ibin lose no Christmas. Now this is second time that me sing out. Now me like him all police must start time lo must check him all the cars. Cars must be registered. Cars must be also we must stop lo good la konisa lo move lo road carry more people go kan.
Meantime, the Gagidu Rural Police Station commander, Inspector Dominic Lever, said the driver of the vehicle was apprehended by police on Monday, March 17th. He is a 35-year-old man from Siki village in Kote, LLG. Camila Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
The staff of the National Department of Health refused to work this morning over the prolonged delay in appointing a permanent secretary for the department. The staff demanded that a secretary be appointed to lead the department, as Deputy Secretary Dr. Osborne Liko has been acting in that position for more than 4 years with no progress in appointing a new secretary. The staff will draft a petition and present it to the Minister for Health. Meantime, Prime Minister James Marape, in a statement yesterday, said the National Executive Council has rejected the Public Service Commission's submission for the appointment of a health secretary, citing serious breaches in the integrity of the selection process. In response, Cabinet sanctioned an administrative inquiry into the Department of Personnel Management and the Public Service Commission to restore transparency and accountability in public service appointments. NEC also directed an immediate investigation into the appointment of the Secretary for Health. Concerns were raised at a recent panel discussion convened by the Murray Stopes Bringing Together Partners and Stakeholders of the Sexually Reproductive Health Program in the country. The panel was convened in commemoration of International Women's Day held in Port Moresby recently.
Professor Dr. Glenn Moller, a passionate advocate of sexual reproductive health, who was one of the panelists, expressed disappointment in the lack of progress in family planning and population control, especially about protecting women and girls from related childbearing risks.
Because it's not just all schools, it's also the kids who are out of schools. And so we have to have access, we have to somehow get what they need as well. So why aren't there condoms in every street market in the city? My students distribute 10,000 condoms every time they do their community obstetrics day. 10,000 in one day, we distribute 10,000 condoms. There's an appetite out there. The kids know they need condoms, but there are no condoms. Let's have condoms in all the street markets. How much would that cost? Virtually nothing. The mamas are very happy to sell the condoms for a few toya and make a bit of extra money for their families. All we have to do is distribute them.
Dr. Luthi Amos from the National Department of Health said family planning is everybody's business. It's not only health. She says population control is owned by the Department of National Planning and Monitoring, but the health implements certain components.
And so when we talk about women's health and sexual reproductive health in Papua New Guinea, we really look at the delays in the decision making. Firstly, delays in decision making. So how would this person make a decision, a young person, for her not to get pregnant or to delay pregnancy? All of you have an answer to that. Decision comes from being able, if you're educated, you read, you don't have to be formally educated, but if there's knowledge in the community through your traditional ways of communication. So a person needs to know so that she can be able to make that decision. And then if she makes that decision, is there a facility, is there a place nearby where she can be able to access services? So now it comes to accessing service. So we appreciate partnerships like Murray Stopes here, where the health sector cannot go, our partners go.
However, according to Professor Moller, even the educated are still ignorant about using contraceptives for not only preventing unwanted pregnancies, but also in promoting the health and well-being of women and young girls. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
It has been 5 weeks since the death of Lina Numbalihi, who was tortured to death by her husband, a member of the PNG Defence Force. Disappointed with the way the PNGDF was handling the matter, prompted her father, Corporal Emmanuel Numbalihi, to question why the family has not received any form of support since her untimely passing. They are appealing to the PNGDF hierarchy, including perpetrator Milen Kapli's family, to come forward and show support. Lina died on February 8th at the hands of her partner, who is still on the run. Her post-mortem has already been conducted, with the results now put forward to the police homicide. Lina's father, Emmanuel Numbalihi, said the lack of cooperation between the RPNGC and PNGDF is making it difficult for justice to be served.
Kam house cry and buy copin, help me buy copin. The salim body. Buy sugar na TV or money come house cry.
You're watching TVWAN News. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more stories after the break.
Banking used to mean long trips, endless queues, and piles of paperwork. But now, BSP's one-talk wallet means no waits, no forms, no fuss. No BSP account needed. Just dial *131# to access your money wherever, whenever. Send, receive funds, withdraw cash at an ATM without a bank card, pay for school fees, and make top-up purchases safely and securely. BSP's one-talk wallet. Money made easy.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical karaoke, rap a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
The Toyota JD Hi-Ace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hi-Ace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hi-Ace bus and experience the Hi-Ace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
It's back to school with Lay Biscuits. We're giving away a massive 100,000 kina cash gift voucher to help you kickstart the year. We've got prizes up for grabs from 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, and a whopping 5,000 kina cash gift voucher. Here's how to enter. Spend 10 kina or more on any Lay Biscuit product. Write the contact details on the back of the receipt for your chance to win. Promotion starts on the 10th of February and ends on the 4th of April. Fresh draw on the 11th of April and the major draw on the 16th of April. See selected stores nationwide. Terms and conditions apply.
Four decades in the business. I cannot believe it's her first, but have her looks this season, they've been inspired by her role and the substance. Do you believe that to be true, Christian, or what are we thinking?
I think, honestly, to me it's just going with that she is, you know, she's been in this business a long time. I think she just wants to look really beautiful. I think Brad's doing an incredible job. She is also very statuesque, very elegant, very chic. She carries herself very well. And not everyone can wear what she also is wearing. She's taking a lot of risks, having fun, and I don't know, I love it. And I love that her hair is long and always down. That's my favorite part. She never wears her hair up. Have you noticed?
No,
her hair is always down. It's always gorgeous and long. Yes, it's her look. And I love a signature look with an actress. Like, it's important to have that, you know?
Welcome back. Parliament today held a special session dedicated to debating the status of women and girls in Papua New Guinea, described as a milestone occasion to highlight the urgency to support actions for the advancement of gender equality and women's empowerment. whilst headlining their fight against gender-based violence.
Capital District Governor Powers Parkup today led Parliament in a special session dedicated to debating the status of women and girls in Papua New Guinea.
We are having this discussion and debate in the month of March, a month designated by the United Nations and our own government to recognizing the importance of women and girls globally and in our country. This month of March is dedicated to celebrating their achievements, recognizing their rights, their potential, and importantly, focusing on concrete steps necessary to progress towards gender equality.
In his statement, Governor Parkup called on Parliament to ensure the implementation of a number of actions for the advancement of gender equality and women's empowerment whilst headlining the fight against gender-based violence. Members of Parliament, following Governor Parkup's statement, made strong statements in support of protecting the women and girls of the nation. Women and girls are half of Papua New Guinea's population. Ending gender-based violence and achieving gender equality will greatly enable the country and the people to harness their full potential. Governor Parkup, in his stance, expressed that Papua New Guinea as a country will benefit immensely from eradicating gender-based violence and achieving equality. Maricela Calaton, TVWAN News.
Furthermore, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso says it is important that all actors need to play their part in terms of ensuring the safety of women and girls in PNG.
That we'll do our best, our ultimate best. Mipla tu gat pikinini Mary. Mipla tu gat mama na kandre. We'll do our best to ensure that our women must walk free or must walk about free. Lo get up. You can wear one kind dress or one Sunday you walk about. You can walk about 1 o'clock morning lo boroko or leriko. That is your right as citizens of this country.
Minister for Administrative Services Richard Masere has addressed Parliament today, clarifying the challenges encountered during the conduct of the 2024 national census. He highlighted obstacles that affected the execution of the census, including logistical difficulties, issues with data collection in remote areas, and the need for heightened public awareness and cooperation.
A national census is crucial for informed policy making, resource allocation, and understanding a nation's demographics, enabling governments to plan for education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic development, however, comes with challenges. When responding to the provincial member for Southern Islands, William Povey, the minister responsible for the national census, Richard Masere, emphasized the importance of an accurate and comprehensive census, stating that it is vital for informed policy making and resource allocation. Masere also acknowledged the efforts of the census teams and local communities, while also highlighting the necessity for improvements in future census processes to ensure better outcomes.
Give them 6 months to conduct the evaluation to ensure that the census and its evaluation process is completed within 12 months so that the Prime Minister could announce to the country the actual population in the country.
Masere stated that the government is committed to completing the national census and a total population figure will be announced soon after the field evaluation process is complete. Masere also highlights some hurdles faced during the census and reaffirms the government's commitment to addressing these challenges.
At this particular point in time, we have requested that all provinces provide us with acquittals of their spending in their provinces, and only one province has responded to date by providing us the acquittals of the money that they have spent. The provinces that made funding allocated for the census, the National Statistics Office had no oversight on how that money was spent in the provinces. So we have requested all the provinces to provide acquittals so that when we do a final audit report to the government, we can be able to capture both the national government's funding and how it was spent. But we would like to also show that the provinces that supported on how they expedited the funds.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
The National Executive Council has rejected the Public Service Commission's submission for the appointment of a health secretary, citing serious breaches in the integrity of the selection process. In response, Cabinet has sanctioned an administrative inquiry into the Department of Personnel Management and the PSC to restore transparency and accountability in public service appointments.
The National Executive Council has directed an immediate investigation into the appointment of the Secretary for Health. Prime Minister James Marape, in a statement, emphasized that public service positions must be awarded based on merit, not political lobbying or personal connections. He revealed that some candidates had claimed to be shortlisted and attempted to use that information to lobby ministers for appointments and warned against such practices. The inquiry will investigate how confidential shortlist details are being leaked and whether the selection process is being manipulated behind the scenes. It will also focus on the role of the DPM and PSC in the shortlisting and ranking of candidates before cabinet review. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
The 2025 Pacific Education Ministers' Conference today tabled vital discussions in advancing education in the Pacific region. The dialogue was held among education ministers and senior officials from 18 Pacific Island countries and territories, as well as Australia and New Zealand participating in the three-day conference. The meeting aims to address key education priorities within the Pacific toward the goals of the Pacific Regional Education Framework and 2050 Strategy for the Blue Pacific Continent.
Today marks the first day of the three-day 2025 Pacific Education Ministers' Conference, starting off with closed-door roundtable discussions on Pacific's most pressing issues in education. Roundtable discussions included advancing equity across Pacific Island communities, transforming education through flexible learning pathways, driving education transformation through advocacy, knowledge sharing, and digitization, and sustaining education transformation through partnership and regionalism. Whilst the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade First Assistant Secretary, Jan Hutton, was in attendance, both her and Minister Dekena shared sentiments on Australia's thoughts and its contribution to education in the region.
So that we could look at our school systems into our technical vocational centers to build capacities, to build up the skill sets, which would be recognized in Australia, so that a lot of our young people wish to go and seek employment down in Australia would have the required skill sets to go and find employment down there. This is basically what we discussed.
So for Australia, we are very much listening. We want to respond to the priorities and interests of all of our Pacific partners, PNG included. As the Minister said, we've been talking about how Australia can support PNG government's education and training priorities. We know that PNG is a very resource-rich country, but your most valuable resource will always be your people, and particularly your young people. So the more opportunities we can create for them, the better education outcomes, the better skills outcomes, the better employment outcomes, that will ensure that PNG is able to make the most use of its valuable resource.
The second day of the conference tomorrow will address standing items and reports, including partner recommendations. Key outcomes and declarations will also be drawn on day 2. The theme, Transforming Education for a Better Pacific, depicts the importance of the region needing to shift its focus and adopt innovative approaches, particularly in embracing global educational changes. Jasmine Erojak, TVWAN News.
And now for the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2469 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2394, $0.3724 Australian dollars, $0.2115 euro, and 35.40 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, and crude oil closed higher, cocoa and palm oil closed lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Banking used to mean long trips, endless queues, and piles of paperwork. But now, BSP's One Talk Wallet means no waits, no forms, no fuss. No BSP account needed. Just dial *131# to access your money wherever, whenever. Send, receive funds, withdraw cash at an ATM without a bank card, pay for school fees, and make top-up purchases safely and securely. BSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Talk Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Hi, with the help of Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner, with these 3 quick and easy tips, I'm going to show you that more natural, beautiful hair is achievable. Step 1, massage your scalp during washing with shampoo. Step 2, apply conditioner to the tips of your hair. Step 3, gently towel dry your hair. There you have it. For natural, beautiful hair, use Palmolive Naturals shampoo and conditioner. Have a great hair day.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
It hangs above us, shaping every life and landscape. A polar vortex, a scorching wasteland, a thunderous storm, or a still starlit night. When you seek answers, when you chase wonder, just look up at our wild sky. Series premiere 22nd April on Love Nature, where every day is Earth.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Farmers in Medang were privileged to attend a piggery and poultry training facilitated by FarmSet yesterday. The 30 participants were loyal FarmSet customers selected at a fee of 20 kina to enhance their knowledge of farming.
FarmSet brought in their expert nutritionist, chicken veterinarian, and in addition, piggery and poultry farmers from Australia who used their products on their farms. The sessions conducted gave vital information about the products available to customers and knowledge on quantity and dosage of certain products. Ernest Tagai, FarmSet senior salesman, said in the past, the farmers' training was given every 6 months until 2020 when COVID-19 interrupted. This year, they have revived the training to assist Medang farmers to gain expert advice and knowledge to better grow their farms. FarmSet has equipment, feeds and chemical for piggery and poultry farms in the 9 branches nationwide, including one in the Solomon Islands, which is locally owned by Eastern Highlands owners. They also have a factory in Morobe province where they test and produce feeds for local distribution.
FarmSet running staff, farmers training here and purposely helping all farmers or livestock now. Farmers blooming or medang. We got to plant with farmers, but we got looking more some the other side. We can help him all farmers because we got all farming shop inside the PNG.
Local farmer Pius Bokorum started his piggery and poultry journey 5 years ago after retiring from Divine Word University. He is appreciative of the effort that FarmSet has taken to empower local farmers who are venturing into entrepreneurship. Bokorum stated that his 20 kina has given him the opportunity to gain so much more and wished he had known the information disseminated 5 years ago. He is one of the local ag distributors in Medang with his brand.
We rely on some food security. It's something that we all people must contribute towards. So we start to invest inside this space. Value of the workshop today has been worth more than 20 kina. You can say it's an average value of 2,000 kina in terms of knowledge that is gained today. I'm grateful that this workshop became now. There are things that don'ts that me line him now lawyer. And by LPB long legally what me. Apart from the bigger players in terms of eggs that rolls out in Bedeng, I'm also currently distributing my own label of egg layers. I started small and right now weekly I'm producing about between 85 to 90 dozens of eggs. I'm only distributing to one supplier at the moment, which is Divine Word.
Bokorum encouraged youths and those unemployed to turn to agriculture and livestock as there are vast opportunities to ensure food security, employment and stable income. He stressed on the challenges that he and other local farmers have faced and calls upon the Department of Agriculture and Livestock, Commerce and relevant government agencies to look into their plight.
Papua New Guinea has made history stepping onto the global stage of competitive street dance with the first ever World Supremacy Battlegrounds PNG National Qualifier. Held at the Port Moresby Arts Theatre on the weekend, this event brought together the country's best dancers battling for a place in the WSB World Finals in Dubai in July. The excitement was electric as dance crews hit the stage, each determined to secure their spot on the WSB PNG national team. For WSB PNG Country Director George Tau, this event is just the beginning of a new era of dance in PNG, and he believes PNG's dancers have what it takes to make an impact on the world stage.
WSB is all about helping street culture, hip-hop, dance, supporting the youth, empower, inspire. It's a great platform for youth to come into fun expression. It's really all about our street dance and supporting our young ones. As a dancer myself and coming from that background, it takes a lot of preparation because they gotta figure out how to go from point A to point B, training, looking for their costumes, rehearsing every day, and it takes a bit of an arm and a leg and a bit of a challenge for them to consistently prepare for this. So hats off to all the crews.
With high-energy routines, powerful storytelling and incredible skills, the competition showcased the raw talent and passion of PNG's dance scene. After an intense showdown, it was the Bounce Unit dance crew and G-Force dance crew who stole the spotlight, earning the right to represent PNG at the World Supremacy Battlegrounds Finals in Dubai.
Yeah, it feels amazing, really overwhelming. It's an exciting moment to travel abroad, very exciting. I'll be honest, there's really challenging moment out there, like all the crews, but brought their stuff, but we had to keep ours tight as well. So we were positive on what result we had. So
we're so excited and we can't wait to eat the Dubai Show again. And thank you all, the friends and families, for your support.
As these crews now prepare for the World Supremacy Battlegrounds World Finals from July 9th to the 13th, their journey has only just begun. But one thing is certain, PNG's street dance community has arrived on the international stage. Turning abroad, a mysterious foam has washed up on a beach on South Australia's Fleurieu Peninsula. Surfers who visited over the weekend have reported coughing, sore throats and blurred vision. SA's Primary Industries Department is investigating reports of a fish mortality event, and 2 beaches have been closed.
Mystery foam on a popular Fleurieu Peninsula beach making surfers and swimmers sick.
Sore eyes, sore throat, and the coughing continued all day.
Dead fish and leafy sea dragons also washed up on Waipinga Beach near Victor Harbour over the weekend.
I didn't even look very hard yesterday and we found about 6.
The South Australian Environment Protection Authority has told ABC Adelaide their early thoughts is that it's probably a microalgal bloom,
which is largely driven by the preceding weather conditions that we've had over the last couple of weeks, which has been that long, hot, still weather.
Foam was also seen at nearby Petrel Cove and Parsons Beach. In a statement, the state's Primary Industries Department says it's investigating what has caused the fish deaths and that fish kill events can be brought on by a variety of causes.
Common sense tells me it's some sort of algal bloom, but yeah, it'd be good just to get some proper scientific answers at this point because it's definitely not normal for this area.
In another statement, SA Health says water quality at beaches can be affected in the short term by a range of factors, including water temperature and algal blooms. Exposure to algae can cause general allergic type responses, including respiratory and eye irritation or skin rashes in some people. These symptoms disappear when the exposure stops or following washing in clean water. Waipinga Beach and Parsons Beach have been temporarily closed to the public.
A government scheme that pays out missing entitlements to workers when their employers collapse is being reviewed after claims it's been rorted by dodgy companies. The Fair Entitlements Guarantee, or FEG, is also facing criticism for failing to help migrants as well as not covering superannuation.
Yeah. Jasan went into work one day and found the restaurant that he worked for had gone into liquidation. Documents show that Jasan and his colleagues were owed $230,000 in pay, annual leave and superannuation.
Did you think you'd get that money?
I thought I would get that one because I have complained to Fair Work and then FEG.
FEG, or FEG, is a government scheme that pays out missing entitlements.
The FEG scheme is a really crucial safety net for workers when the company that they work for goes belly up.
The government is reviewing FEG after concerns that taxpayers are footing the bill for companies that intentionally avoid paying their workers when they go under.
What we want to do is weed out the rogue players.
The review is also prompting calls for change. This tradie got a payout from FEG when the builder that he worked for collapsed, but it didn't cover his missing superannuation.
We're entitled to that. We've worked our time. We've worked for the company.
Jasan also got a shock when he applied for FEG. It doesn't cover workers on visas like him at all.
I was totally depressed because I was working full-time paying tax.
The Fair Entitlements Guarantee is neither fair nor a guarantee.
Ahead of the federal election, Labor says that it's hearing calls about adding superannuation to FEG, but that migrants aren't a current focus. The coalition says they'll wait for the outcome of this review, while the Greens say that both super and migrant should be added to the scheme.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, PNG Sports to address anti-doping and training camp rescheduled for Easter.
We
We are the people, connected to our land and sea. Timeless and enduring, it has served past generations, sustains us today, and will support those of tomorrow. A testament to human ingenuity. It can be shaped into limitless forms. It reflects our humanity, strong yet vulnerable. It teaches us to endure challenges to fulfill our purpose. Past technologies inspire us to look inward for creativity and sustainable solutions for the future. It brings families together, fostering moments of connection over shared meals. Known and cherished worldwide, the clay pot is a universal symbol of life, resilience, and connection.
Jessica may look like a little kid.
I'm ready to be a big kid.
But she is as big as the things around her.
Big bubbles.
And her imagination makes her
Bigger. Are you me when I'm bigger?
big enough to live the biggest adventures.
Come on!
Are you ready? Jessica's Big Little World, your Cartoonito Star of the Month. Every day at 12:30 p.m. on Cartoonito.
It was 24 hours before a Japanese patrol arrived at a crash site. Can it be possible that the locals have got there first before the Japanese? And is it possible the sword can still be on the island?
Okay, tinggal siya ulit kung ajin something. Wala akong giving you story. Brandy man yung kung fukul kamar siya, hindi pala. You know the French? When you come up and come with him and you say, nobody cry, nobody cry.
Welcome back. A report has revealed that Papua New Guinea remains non-compliant with the Anti-Doping Convention, placing the country's sporting integrity at risk. The 2023 monitoring report released findings of PNG's non-compliance at the 42nd session of the UNESCO General Conference in Paris on November 7, 2023. In a bid to address the issue of non-compliance with the Anti-Doping Convention against Doping in Sport of UNESCO, the Papua New Guinea Sports Anti-Doping Organization, in collaboration with the PNG National Commission for UNESCO, will host the inaugural Sports Anti-Doping National Compliance Stakeholders meeting tomorrow in Port Moresby. This event is critical for PNG to enhance anti-doping measures and comply with global expectations. This will provide an opportunity for all stakeholders to collaborate and move forward. The PNG Women's Softball Train-On Camp, originally scheduled for March, has now been rescheduled to April, coinciding with the Easter weekend. This adjustment aligns with the Moneyball competition that the Moresby Men's Softball Association is hosting.
When providing an update on the National Women's Softball Training Squad, President of PNG Baseball Softball Confederation, Jenny Park, said before the Moneyball tournament, there will be a week-long intensive training camp for the squad. Teams from various Port Moresby women's softball clubs, including Pom Gold and Pom Black, will participate, with invitations extended to other centres to join the Moneyball tournament.
We're supposed to have the train-on camp for the team on the 5th of March. We've pushed that now towards the Easter weekend to be in line with the Moneyball competition that the Port Moresby Men's Softball Association is going to host. And we have a week before that. We have a week of training camp for the team and intensive training. And then the team comes out and then they participate in the Moneyball, in the tournament.
Park emphasized that this event fits well with their planning and scheduling efforts, particularly regarding the final selection for the mini games in Palau. The tournament will also serve as a means to select the final 17 athletes for the games.
The women's teams here in Port Moresby, they're putting up their clubs, the teams to go through. We also have the select side as well for Pom Women's, Pom Gold and Pom Black. And the invitation as well goes out to other centres who can come and participate in the Moneyball that's been hosted by the Port Moresby Men's Softball Association. So that works well for ours as well in terms of planning and the selection towards the mini games. We can select the 17 during that tournament to coincide with the training camp.
The president explained the Moneyball tournament is also crucial towards the women's team fundraising drive for the Pacific Mini Games. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Under-19 division, newly introduced to the corporate volleyball competition, has provided dependents with a platform to compete while also ensuring that only staff and their spouses participate in the senior open divisions held on Sundays. By establishing this category, POM CVC aims to maintain eligibility integrity in the senior division while giving younger players a chance to develop their skills in a structured and competitive environment. With excitement building and teams settling in, the Under-19 division is shaping up to be a thrilling addition to the POM CVC calendar. Penrith Panthers coach Ivan Cleary is reportedly set to swing the axe after its embarrassing loss to the Roosters last weekend, with young winger Casey McLean said to be on the chopping block. The Panthers were expected to put a cricket score on the Roosters in round 2, but instead found themselves in a shock 38-32 loss.
Coach Ivan Cleary's side will face the Melbourne Storm on Thursday night in a blockbuster rematch of the 2024 Grand Final. The Panthers will need to lift their game if they want to beat Greg Bellamy's side, who put 56 points on the Eels in the opening round. Panthers teenage winger McLean is set to be omitted from the Panthers side. The 18-year-old made his test debut for New Zealand last year and has been tipped for a breakout season in 2025. But he struggled under the high ball against the Roosters and made some errors. McLean scored a try, made 2 line breaks and broke 6 tackles, but his work in defence would have been a huge concern for Cleary. The teenager missed 2 tackles and made 3 errors, including 2 drop balls when trying to defuse bombs. Cleary is set to go with Thomas Jenkins on the wing in place of McLean, with Jenkins posing a safer option under high balls. With the Storm possessing aerial threats on both wings, with Xavier Coates and William Warbrick, Cleary looks keen on giving Jenkins a chance to show what he can do. Jenkins has played 11 NRL games to date and has been strong in the New South Wales Cup to start the season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. Now for the weather forecast. Southern region, Port Moresby, sunny, then becoming cloudy with thunderstorms and moderate showers, then rain drizzles tonight. Momaset Bay, partly cloudy with evening rain showers, rain drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Medang and Wewak, cloudy with few showers, then rain. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, partly sunny to cloudy evening with few showers and possible thunderstorms. And for Highlands region, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy with moderate evening showers, then rain and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas slight to moderate with northwest to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Seas, seas smooth to slight with northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Seas, seas moderate with easterly tending to southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas moderate to fresh with easterly winds of 15 to 25 knots. And coastal waters. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands to New Ireland, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of Bougainville to East and West New Britain, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.